Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be
reacting to my subscribe and skip opinions because they let me have it.
Slay Queen, Hunty Mama, and Oop Daddy work. Charlie XCX, snatch my wig.
1. Did you really have to drag Baby Monsters just to gas up Meow? That's a new low for you. Baby Monsters didn't even perform at KCON. So why are they catching strays for no reason? 7 soloists on one stage, and what? YG groups are literally built for members to shine individually. That's the whole brand. You've never had a single nice thing to say about them ever. The second you run out of recycled rants, you pivot to their overperforming and clashing on stage. Please shut up, okay? When I said Meow's group dynamic is on point, that wasn't some backhanded swipe at Baby Monsters. It was because they genuinely have the balance down.
Nah, it was. She swiped at Baby Monster there. The person is right. She did. Baby Monster caught strays at that video.
Every member in Meow can stand alone. Vocals, dance, charisma, they've got soloist energy, but they know how to weave that energy into a cohesive picture. You see them checking in with each other on stage, adjusting formations, feeding off each other's timing. There's a give and take.
She does that a lot. She throws shade, strays a lot at random people, so this is not the first time she's done that too.
Whole stronger than the sum of its parts. That's what a group performance should look like. Now when I bring up Baby Monsters as 7 soloists, that's a compliment to their raw talent. These girls are heavy hitters. Ruka, Ahayan, Asa, Rami, Harita, Chiquita, and Rami all have presence. You notice them. They can eat a stage on their own. But here's the catch. 7 strong soloists don't automatically make a strong group. It's not just about power, it's about direction. Right now Baby Monsters' stage dynamic feels like you've got 7 different spotlights blasting at different angles instead of one big focused click. Everyone's out there giving 110% in their own lane. But the lanes aren't merging. And no, the problem isn't overperforming. Overperforming can work. Look at Jihyo in Twice, G-Idol Soyeon or San from ATEEZ. They go hard, but they understand pacing and ensemble chemistry. They don't just blast full throttle for 3 minutes straight. They know when to pull back so another member can shine, when to match someone else's energy to create a unified hit, and when to ramp it back up to climax the song. That's stagecraft, not just stamina. With Baby Monsters, there's very little modulation. 100% from start to finish might feel exciting in the moment, but visually, it turns into noise. There's no peaks and valleys, no breathing room for the audience to process moments. If you look closely at performances like SBS Gayo Taejun, some of the stumbles and sync issues weren't from lack of skill. They were from trying too hard every single second. It's like putting fireworks on constant blast. You lose the impact because nothing stands out anymore. Another thing. Group glue. Every strong group has a member or two who acts as the anchor. They're the invisible bridge connecting everyone on stage. In Cat's Eye, someone like Sophia does that. She doesn't just hit her own marks. She's constantly creating visual and emotional links between members. ITZY's the same. Their formations and energy distribution are calculated so even when one member is the focal point, the others are actively supporting that moment rather than competing with it. Baby Monsters hasn't figured that out yet. Right now it's 7 engines running at full power without a conductor making sure they're in sync. You can be a monster performer and still not understand ensemble work. And that's where they're tripping. Energy is good, but performance is also about restraint, timing, and cohesion. Without those, you're not a group, you're just 7 solo acts standing in the same lighting. So no, I'm not dragging them for the sake of it. I'm saying this as someone who actually cares about performance quality. If they can harness that insane energy, pace, it and start playing off each other instead of just playing to the crowd individually, they'll be untouchable. 2. You say
she completely missed the point of what the person was saying. The person was not calling her for criticism at Baby Monster. The person was calling her out for the shade that was unnecessary and uncalled for at that moment. If the video topic was what's wrong with the Baby Monster and she talked that, I think that's fair. Different. But she's saying, why are you dragging Baby Monster to lift me out? Which she did do that, but she didn't really address. She just talked about the issues that she feels with Baby Monster, which is okay, she's entitled to that. But she missed the point completely of what the person was saying.
Shuhwa improved and all I hear is lies. She still can't sing, still awkward on stage, still stiff as a board. I don't see these improvements y'all keep hyping. G-Idol's stronger as a 4-piece. Well, when I say Shuhwa improved, I'm not saying she suddenly turned into Beyonce. I'm saying she went from flat-out painful to watch to tolerable. That's it. This girl debuted basically skill-less. And I'm not even exaggerating here. Vocally she was a flatline, couldn't hold a note of her. Life depended on it, and her stage presence was giving kid sister tagging along for the ride. For the first 5 years, it was stiff limbs, dead eyes, zero connection to the music. Like she was just counting down the seconds until she could get off stage. She'd get 1 or 2 pity lines per song and still struggle to deliver them. And you can literally see Soyeon in behind-the-scenes footage losing the will to live trying to coach her through a single line. The improvement people are raving about now is basically that she no longer looks like she's about to vomit from stage fright. She's a little more relaxed, a little less awkward. Her face moves slightly more and she's not actively dragging the whole group's energy down like she used to. But she's still on the weak end of the lineup, still barely holding her parts, still not adding much to the performance. So yeah, I'll give her the she's improved label, but only because the starting point was rock bottom. 3. Tarzan this, Tarzan that. Black people don't own braids or grills. The guy looks good and plenty of black fans don't care. I'm black and I think he looks sickening.
Yeah, they do.
Sorry, but I don't need some white chick who isn't even black lecturing me about racism. It's not your culture, so stop putting words in our mouths. Hairstyles are not automatically cultural appropriation.
Yes,
Girl,
they
I'm
are.
not about to sit here and let you act like the only people who can call out racism or appropriation are the ones directly targeted by it. That's not how progress works, and it's not how solidarity works. If the only people allowed to call out injustice are the people being hurt, nothing will change, because the power dynamic will stay the same. Part of dismantling systemic problems means everyone stepping up, speaking out, and pushing back. It's not about speaking over black voices, it's about backing them up. And in this case, plenty of black fans are saying it's cultural appropriation. So no, your personal opinion as a black individual doesn't cancel out everyone else's. Black culture isn't a monolith.
I don't think the person is black.
I always wonder.
It's like every time, whenever I see people say, "Oh, I'm black," oh wow, are you? Because you have a black person on your avatar, that means you're black. It's like, okay. To me, it's just.
And then on top of that, trying to say you speak for everyone. Like you're the authority figure.
Yeah.
If there's people upset, there's people upset.
Yeah.
They're free to feel
Yeah.
upset.
So, I highly doubt the person is black.
We're not hive-minded, and disagreement doesn't mean the issue suddenly evaporates. Now let's talk about why K-pop braids discourse is deeper than braids look nice or braids aren't owned by black people. This isn't about who owns a hairstyle, it's about context and pattern. In K-pop, braids, grills, durags and other black-associated aesthetics almost always come as part of a pre-packaged hip-hop persona. And not even a respectful version of hip-hop. I'm talking about the cartoonish tough guy bad boy street hard image built out of American gang stereotypes and blackness as a costume. You don't see idols rocking cornrows or box braids in dreamy pastel MVs about falling in love in a park. You see them when they're posturing in leather jackets, throwing fake gang signs and AAVE they don't understand, or trying to look dangerous. That's the problem, the braids aren't just a hairstyle in this context. They're a prop in a play that commodifies and caricatures black culture. It's performative because it's temporary. These idols can dip in and out of the aesthetic whenever it's convenient, with no real connection to the culture or the lived realities that birthed those styles. Meanwhile, actual black people still get fired from jobs, kicked out of schools or harassed in the street for wearing the same styles. When an idol does it, it's cool and edgy. When a black person does it, it's unprofessional or ghetto. That double standard is the heart of why we call it appropriation. And when you defend it by saying, well, I'm black and I don't care, you're ignoring the very real systemic context that makes it harmful. Your personal comfort doesn't erase the fact that the system rewards non-black people for the same traits it punishes black people for. 4. Hive's already debuting another...
I think she summarized it well. I'm tired of talking about the subject we talked about. If you guys want to learn why it's wrong, Google. I'm sure you can find a video on YouTube that actually explains it. Reed explained it before. I don't really want to explain it again because we talked about it, and I feel she did a good job summarizing the issue too.
Global girl group next year? 2 years after Cat's Eye? Seriously? Cat's Eye hasn't even had the chance to stack multiple comebacks yet. And yeah, Gnarly went viral. But is Hive really that delusional that pumping out global groups back-to-back is the future? They barely let the first one breathe before lining up its replacement. I agree. The idea of debuting another global girl group...
that's a little interesting that they're doing another girl group so soon. I don't know why not do a global boy group, or are they doing global boy group? Maybe they are.
You're not counting the one from Latin America, that group?
Well, that's Latin America. I don't think they're going to be global. I think they're going to go for Latin American market.
But they are, in a sense, working on a guy group.
Right, but I would think more like a Cat's Eye alternative for guys. So like One Direction type of group, you know. That is strange that they're doing like a. But on the other hand, though, just because they are doing a group doesn't mean it's gonna necessarily conflict with Cat's Eye. Though Cat's Eye is like that pop group, they could easily do a R&B hip hop centric group like we had Destiny's Child or Pussycat Dolls. That
is missing from the market.
That is missing. Flow is kind of trying out for that, but you know, Flow just doesn't have the backing and the budget which Hive would have, and they could do that. So I think if they do the same exact group that does that poppy music, like the pop, then it's kind of silly. It's not really giving a chance for Cat's Eye to breathe. They create a competition for no reason. But if they do like a different type of group, I think it's okay, because they do that in K-pop. They dropped Les Seraphim, then they dropped the New Jeans. Then they're both K-pop, but they're kind of very different styles. So if you like one, you're probably not gonna be a fan of the other. So you know, I think it's really about how they're gonna approach this.
Barely 2 years after Cat's Eye is risky. Cat's Eye hasn't even had the chance to establish a proper brand identity yet. They've got viral hits like Touch and Gnarly, some TikTok domination and decent Gen Z clout, but the smart move would have been to give them at least 3 to 4 years to solidify their sound, release multiple comebacks, prove they can tour and test if that momentum is sustainable or if it's just a honeymoon phase. Instead, Hybe's essentially telling the market, yeah, Cat's Eye was cool, but here's the new shiny toy, which undercuts Cat's Eye's value and confuses consumers, and this isn't happening in isolation. Hybe's also got a new boy group and a co-ed global group in the works. That's not diversification. That's product cannibalization. When you launch too many similar
co-ed.
projects too
That's
close
nice.
together, you don't expand your audience, you split it. Fans have limited time, money, and emotional investment to give. And when
I don't think you split it. I think what they need to be doing, and maybe what they are not doing right with Cat's Eye, I would say, they're still trying to market Cat's Eye to K-pop audience. Like, I don't know, like Cat's Eye doing Mnet countdowns, like that's just silly. Why would Cat's Eye needs to do that? I think they should, because by then, yes, you kind of box them in that, oh, K-pop audience, so they can only be liked by K-pops. I think because you make a global group, you can expand past the K-pop audience, and I think Cat's Eye is accomplishing that, you know, not necessarily thanks to Hybe, thanks to their personalities, because Hybe kind of still tries to push them to Asia.
Well, the thing is
I don't
that
know
I
why.
don't think Hype has ever been responsible for like the personalities. I feel like we've seen like the individuals have been responsible for their own personalities, especially if they're given the platform to share, do lives and everything, just like BTS
Yeah.
was able to.
Yeah, so, you know, I think, as I said, I don't think it has to be conflicting. I think they can capture different audiences, but they don't need to promote them for the same audience. They need to not push them to Asian and promote them as a K-pop group. Push them to the West, promote them as the Western groups, like the same way that Pussycat Dolls, Destiny's Child, or, you know, whoever did it.
two acts have overlapping concepts, languages, and rollouts, they're going to be compared to death. One will inevitably be treated as the discount version of the other. And you've created competition within your own house. The irony is, I get why they're obsessed with this model, the global group blueprint. When executed well as a goldmine, you've got the K-pop
I
infrastructure.
think, you know, and also, oh, you created competition in your own house. That's the problem with K-pop, because it's,
Do you think so? Because we have BTS and then TXT.
no, that's not what I wanted to say. I think the problem in K-pop is that everybody's like a fucking label stan. It's like, oh, I
That's
love
for us
Hybe.
very foreign.
It's like, bro, you know how many new artists UMG's pumping that are competing with each other?
Yeah.
Like, they're dropping these rappers, these pop stars, they're competing with each other, but they don't care. They're still like Chapel Roan competing with Sabrina Carpenter, competing with Charlie XCX, or competing with whoever else, I don't know, and they all, like, nobody cares. So, like, you don't think, oh, UMG, if I'm UMG, oh, let me not introduce any new female pop stars because Sabrina Carpenter is popular now. What? Like, the kid, that K-pop mindset is, oh, Hype, because they have a popular group, they cannot do like any competing group right now, because Hype can only have one group that is like
Yeah, that makes sense.
what? What does that have to do? Hype can and should have 25 same exact groups
Especially since they know it works.
because you're selling 25 different personalities, not 25 sets of personalities. You're not selling like that. That's what's wrong with K-pop. Like, it's so weird to me. Like, that standum of a label. Like, I do not understand. Like, we have people that are JYP stans, YG stans, Hype stans, I have not seen as many SM stans personally. I get maybe because we don't react to too much SM stuff. Yeah, I don't know. But like those JYP, YG Hype stans is just ridiculous. Like, how can you stand a music label? Like, I do not understand that. Ridiculous.
Tight training, high production values. A fandom ecosystem that runs like a military operation, combined with built-in appeal for Western audiences thanks to English lyrics, diverse lineups, and members who can culturally and linguistically bridge markets. Done right, you hit 2 markets at once, which is why companies see it as low risk, high reward. The new group will also have a behind-the-scenes documentary next year, basically recycling the exact same Cat's Eye formula with barely a gap in between. You're not building 2 distinct brands, you're diluting the one you just launched. From a marketing perspective, this also makes Hybe look short-term obsessed. They're not nurturing long-term IP. They're chasing whatever trendline spikes fastest. The global girl group craze is hot now, but the shelf life of novelty concepts is short, especially when other companies start flooding the same lane. If Hybe's not careful, they're going to oversaturate the market before they've even built their flagship act into an unshakable brand, and when the novelty wears off, because it will, they'll be left with multiple half-baked groups instead of one powerhouse. 5. NJeans and Stays aren't the nasty rats of K-pop fandoms like you're desperate to paint them as. Every single fandom's got its own pack of loudmouths clawing at rivals. Mize, icons, you name it, acting like they're the only problem is biased. The only peaceful fandoms are the fossils from first gen, and that's purely because their groups are 6 feet under with no one left to beef with. Girl, every fandom is trash in its own way.
I don't. Okay, I don't know where this person is coming from. I don't feel like K-pop Spy ever like called out Stace or Jeans. We react to her every single day, every single video she does. I don't feel like she never pointed out, oh, Stace is nasty rat. NJeans, I don't even know why we talk about NJeans States. I remember it's because of the Bang Chan situation.
Okay.
But that's like the only time she ever brought up Stray Kids in like months. She don't really talk about Stray Kids. There's not much to talk about Stray Kids. So I don't. This comment is invalid. She never really came for Stays or NJeans like that.
You will never in the history of this mess we call K-pop find a pure fandom where everyone's holding hands singing Kumbaya. Put 2 people in a marriage and they'll fight every other day. So what do you think happens when you dump millions of stans into one giant digital community? They're gonna beef with each other first, and then they're gonna beef with literally everyone else. This isn't only the big fandoms or loud thing. Every generation, every group has their unhinged loudmouths who live for drama. Mamamoo fandom? Nasty. Kiss of Lives? I've seen them say things that would get you excommunicated from decent society. In Hypen, NewJeans and Stray Kids fans, the drama never sleeps. It just depends on which corner of the internet you live in. If you're not in the trashy part of Twitter, you'll think your fandom is harmless until you wander in and see the war crimes being committed in your group's name. So yeah, I agree with you in the sense that all fandoms are horrible, but let's not pretend some aren't nastier than others.
Someone in the
Yas Queen Skinny.
someone in the stands that's kind of like
you
a little off the end, like off the rocker a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible.